Spine straight. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. A deep breath in, hold it there. Oh. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Yoanta Pravishya Mama Vacham Imam Prasuptam Sanjeevayatyakila Shakti Dharaswadhamna अम्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् समचरण सरोज सान्द्र नीलाम्बुदाभम् जघन निहित पाणिम् मण्डनम् मण्डनानाम् तरुण तुलसीमाला कन्धरं कञ्जनेत्रं सदय धवलहासं विठ्ठलं चिन्तयामि विठ्ठलं चिन्तयामि. Pranams to the Lord. Pranams to all the Mahatmas in tonight's Eknathi Bhagawat session. We have just begun the Bhagavatam last week. We have seen the first 35 points. We have seen how Maharajji, Eknath Maharajji, is offering his most humble salutations and invoking Lord's grace. And we are seeing what rich language he is using. And the description is, of course, it's like those goosebumps we get when he's describing the Lord. He has finished his Saraswati Naman as well. He's offered his speech as a power of Lord Saraswati. And today we are beginning where we stopped saying that he said, now let us bow down to saints. So now the Naman, the next Namaskara mantras, what he is going to explain is regarding the saints. So we begin today from point number 36. Okay. So it's still in that first chapter in the initial. I hope all are there with me. 36 point. These saints are the ornaments of energy, or the decorations of the spiritual wisdom, or the God's own beautiful temple of residence. They are the resting place, the resort of absolute Brahman, or the ecstasy of happiness, or the trustworthy place of the rest for the rest. Point 38. Or these saints are the oceans of kindness towards all, the maternal home of compassion, or the beautiful limbs of the abstract, which glorify the inner joy of the self. 39. Or they are the vision in the eyes of even the satisfaction of that vision, or are those in whose toe of the foot even the satisfaction itself is satisfied. Number 40. These saints are such that those people at whom they look with kindness are freed from fear and calamity, and for them the absolute Brahman stands clearly visible of its own accord. Number 41. They do not care much about the 4 qualifications of sadhana or for the play of erudition of scientific knowledge, but only plain devotion and purity of mind is sufficient to invoke the light of their knowledge. 42. They live in the world and every creature looks at them, but people are misled by doubt and due to their disbelief say that the saints do not exist. 43. Really speaking, the world is at a loss because it does not trust and it is deceived due to doubt. For instance, Eklavya, the son of a Bhilla, made a clay image of his guru Drona, and by faith only he attained mastery in archery. 44. If we put our trust without doubt in our mind in these saints, and if by devotion and determination put our heads at their feet, there will be no shortage of the inner atmic power, and self experience will be evident in our life. 45. When we most respectfully bowed before them, they establish immediately our unity with them. But it is our duty to remain their servant as if we belong to them. 46. The comparison of the enjoyment of the state of Brahman falls short of the sweetness inherent in the service to these saints, and only those who serve them with individual faith can taste the real sweetness of the state of Atman. 47. The saints are beyond the Prakriti, the creation, remain within the creation, but they are not blemished by the forms, the modifications, and the activities of the Prakriti because of their free state. Number 48. They are not averse to enjoyment through senses and do not glorify their sacrifice, but remain eternally in the natural state. 49. They do not flourish their wisdom and knowledge, nor show madness. They swallow the pride of having attained reality or the forgetfulness of everything in that respect and remain in their ease. Number 50. The waves of love which arise at the time of self realization die down in their own body. Similarly, the ecstasy and wonder which one feels at that time is also forgotten, and the worldly life and the spiritual life have become one. But even they do not remember all these things. Number 51. The memory went away, taking with it the loss of memory. The body became merged in the body itself. The division of the inner and the outer was wiped out, but they do not remember whether it has gone or has remained. 52. As they became awake in their own real state, the state of dream and sleep disappeared. The sleep, together with the sense of witnessing, flew away, and the supermental state of mind was maddened, being replaced by stillness of the fourth state. 53. The object went away with seeing of the object, and the faculty of seeing was destroyed because of aloneness. Finally, their non existence disappeared together with the knowledge, which causes that disappearance. Number 54. The knowledge disappeared, taking with it the ignorance. The sense of being a knower was drowned, and the vijnana, the special self knowledge, came into being in their consciousness. But it was not a new thing appearing as such. 55. Now, it is my request as a child that the saints who are of this high rank and authority may please become alert and pay their attention to me. 56. But the sun is always full of light. Fire is always brilliant. Similarly, saints are always attentive. Therefore, my request to them for being alert and pay attention is really childish. 57. After listening to this, the saints collectively congratulated me and again gave me orders to write this book in the Prakrit language. 58. The saints forced me, both in private as well as openly, to write this book, and I asked, Sir, which book should I begin? Please tell me. 59. Upon this, the saint said, in the mythological book Bhagavata is the greatest, and in that also the song of Uddhava, Uddhava Gita, is the most important. Begin to write it. The God will be helping you as He is the true speaker. Number 60. We are fond of stories containing knowledge, and we want these stories, and we have got a good writer who will talk very sweetly. What more is needed? So, leaving aside your praise, start to give your commentary. 61. We know that you get extra inspiration while praising the saints, but now begin with the story and start telling us about the main subject. 62. By this blessing, in the form of the talk of the saints, my mind was suddenly very happy, and by their kind words, my consciousness was bubbling with ecstasy. 63. When in the sky the clouds thunder, the joy of the peacock knows no bounds, and when the bird Chataka gets new drops of rain, his mind dances with joy. 64. Or by seeing the light rays of the moon, the bird Chakora moves by ecstasy. So the words uttered by the saints by their mouth have always been giving me joy. 65. Sirs, you have really given me joy because you are yourself going to complete this task of yours. So why should I become a prey to the notion of I-ness? 66. But a servant cannot flout the orders of the powerful owner. So I will obey the orders of Swami and carry out the work which is given to me by you. 67. But only one thing I request you to do. That is to give continuous attention so that by your kind blissful glance, the work will be soon accomplished. 68. Upon this, the saint said, Dear, we have put our mind into your mind and we are following closely all your words. So begin your subject without a delay. 69. Now we will bow to family deity, Kuladevata. As she is united in oneness with Eknath, the author himself, she does not allow any other talk except about oneness. 70. She has shown me only oneness of her nature, and therefore, in the society and in the isolation of the forest, I am saying only one thing. She, being Ekavira, resides singly in the ears and mouth. 71. She assumes both the forms of Shiva and Shakti, God and his power, in her oneness and shows herself off as one and becomes pregnant herself, giving birth to one great warrior without any other's help. 72. She delivered Parshuram, who is the personification of spiritual understanding, Bodha, and who is feared by very proud warriors all over the world. 73. He was born and he killed his mother, who is the Maya, and by obeying his father, he pleased him, and therefore he became victorious in the whole world. 74. Sahasrarjuna, who was the embodiment of desire and anger, was killed by Sri Parshuram and was deprived of his kingdom, which he gave to people of his own caste, that is Brahmin. 75. He killed his own mother, but got her revived, and that goddess Renuka is our family deity, but she made popular her own name because the name Ekavira and Ekanatha have the same meaning. 76. When she was killed, there was transformation in her nature, and so the Divine Mother dropped her anger and became very quiet and peaceful. 77. She put him in her lap and gave him a great promise that if her name is remembered in any calamity, she will help and give peace. 78. In order to declare loudly the victory of this mother, I uttered the words, Udo, Udo, meaning that I wish that the power of this mother may rise. She herself has placed the fetus of yoga in my intellect and has become manifest herself. 79. Now, we will bow to Guru Janardana, who is like a lion, killing the elephant of mundane life, who is equal in aloneness and multitude, and who is always complete in himself, keeping a benevolent eye towards all in an equal measure. Number 80. He is such a guru by whose grace the sadhakas do not see the limbs of the body, though they live in the body, and by whose glance the hurricane of mundane life suddenly becomes false as a dream. 81. He is such a guru by the grace of whose vision the unseeable is seen without having the object of attention, and by the very power of the position of the guru and the sense of being a witness to anything disappears and is forgotten. 82. He has kept me alive without the inward jiva, killed the death without death, indicated the invisible directly, showing it by depriving me of the eyesight, and afforded the power of seeing to the whole body. 83. He has made the body bodiless within the body only, and removed the state of bodilessness also afterwards. But surprisingly enough, he removed the idea of removal also, so that what remained only remained as remnant. 84. By his power, the existence disappeared together with non existence. The doubt went away together with doubtlessness. The wonder was drowned in astonishment, and the self joy became insane and imbalanced. 85. There I became devotee, but saw that the God is within the devotee, and I saw that the object of devotion, the person who is the devotee, and the act of devotion were all completely annihilated. 86. The salutation took away itself. It was not known where the person offering the salutation disappeared, and the object to which the salutation was due became devoid of the sense of being or non being, and therefore he himself became that object. 87. The object to be seen and the observer of the object both died at the same time, and the vision disappeared by swallowing the seeing. 88. Now, everywhere, everything became God, and therefore the devotee did not assume the position of a devotee, by which automatically the God forgot his nature and lost his godhood. 89. The God filled everything by his nature of godliness, and therefore the devotee did not exist as devotee. Both the relations were gone, and only the immensity remained in its measurelessness, in the loss of duality, which is none else than unity. 90th, sacrifice went into oblivion, taking with itself the non sacrifice. Enjoyment flew away with non enjoyment. Yoga was merged together with absence of yoga, and the pride of eligibility capacity was also lost. In all this, there is a speciality. The man who, though enjoying Sayujya state, which is a final liberation, becomes an absolute servant of God, experiences that juice of joy, which is completely non destructible and beyond any logical calculation. 92. The proverb, you have become Shiv, and then only you may worship Shiv, is applicable to this state only, as described earlier. Otherwise, to talk is futile. It is only the expression of words which will not enable anybody to attain reality. So I think we'll pause over here. Some profound words have been thrown to us this evening, and the highest Vedanta. Sorry, let me first mark and keep at point number 92. So unless a small Vedanta background to understand Maharajji's words are going to be tough. And not only that, we went reading point after point, whereas every point we should pause and probably talk out aloud what is understood out of it, because it's like one huge wave has come and has covered. We will open it for discussion if anybody has to speak. A few words is surrender. So that word which is said, right? Udo, Udo. So that's a very typical Marathi word. Um, asking for the goddess. So you will hear the phrases like Udayagam Babai, Uday. So that Udo Udo comes with the baby, and he's talking about that. So that is one part to hear. Second thing, he is not remaining himself as a doer of the action. So to describe of what he's feeling, he's putting in the words, and those words are we are failing to understand. Means we have not heard any Maharajji's experiences like this, and he has clubbed what is non-duality in the words, where even his action is gone. Nothing means there is remnants of nothing is what he's saying. This these are profound, which we'll have to again come back, and probably when we go in further and we revisit these words, it would make a lot of understanding. At the moment, we'll get carried away by how it has thrown on to us. But again, Eknathi is saying that the saints were eager to hear, and the saints are going to speak. And it is again Eknathji's he's so humble that he says that it is not his doing, because he through his words he has shown that he is not existing. Where he would get how to describe that what he has experienced, only he could do it. So probably we'll take this as our again homework before tomorrow, from point number 36, when he started bowing to saints, what transpired. And then when the saints are asking him, okay, now you begin to write, then he's showing how he's non-existent, what he's going to write, where is his doership. These were my few words of what I have read. And yes, point number 52, 53, and 54. God only knows in which time of reading I had marked these with star marks. So you can revisit this and mark it in your books as well, where it reflects the highest Vedanta out over there. And these are very crucial points. Point number 52, 53, and 54. Anybody has their thoughts to share, please open up to talk about what you felt, what point attracted you, where you can relate. Please to feel free to talk.
Just that point. I mean, it was like poetry. That's few points, like where the devotee and that God becomes one, and like the what do you call the Triputi becomes one. Like that. What is
Yes. Yes, yes, Sajivji, that was really very good. How
it is like Samipyam, Sarupyam, and Sayujyam, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. And which we saw in Narayaniam today. That how, and that same thing has continued. Amazing. And at the point which we have stopped, we will see how further it is going. Yes, very good.
Varshaji, in 52 is the fourth state referring to Turiya, the
Yes.
beyond.
Yes,
So,
which is not a state. So they say
state, it is not the state. Yeah, it is
Yes.
that awareness already emerged in that.
Yes.
Beyond.
Yes. So beyond the states, because we understand only this parameter, right?
Yes.
I'm aware and feel that. But something that is beyond the three is the fourth.
Fourth state.
Yes. See, Maharajji is in that state and he's putting it in the words. It's really a goosebump thing, because how do you put in the words the indescribable? And he's describing that. Amazing. Any more thoughts? Please feel free to share the thoughts.
I have a practical question. How does one recognize a true saint?
No need to. You will automatically know when you would need one. Because we can't and we are not supposed to judge. And when we are ready for it, they appear. And no language is needed, and you would know, and you would follow, and you would know that this is what you want. So we don't choose saints. They choose us, and they cross our paths. And then we meet, and then we live. Because we don't know. They live in all states of time. I know today, I know yesterday. I don't know future. And I am worried about future. I have a fear about it. I have anxiety of my past. I don't know what it is now. They are not like that. They are Trikaladarshi. So they will search which Shishya they want, who is ready and right. And across that time they travel. It's not that, okay, from Singapore to come to India, it's like, okay, so many hours, 5.5 hours flight, and saint has to come from somewhere and it will take so much time. No, they appear. They appear. They don't travel across time. We think in terms of time. That's why we don't understand that language. So I'll give example of my understanding is example of an ant. Suddenly they appear, no? How? Who
Yes.
communicates? Where were they living in our house for so long? How did they appear at that? And once their job is done, they all disappear. Where to? Which world? God alone knows where they went. From which way they came and which way they go. Whether we are on 12th floor or whether we are on what floor. They just appear and they just go. Which way they travel? Which way they communicate? The whole system. They all come together then. They just communicate. Each one touches each something and they go. Oh, if for the ant it is then Guru, what is the state? So they have their sense of communication which is across beyond time. So we should not say which is okay, this is good or not, he's okay or not. No point. That will only show. My path, I'll just keep on doing. Let me just keep my instrument good. And then I would get the guidance and the Guru would appear. The same would appear. Any more point to discuss?
Thank you.
Right, that's all. Any more points to discuss? Profound. Please revisit this before tomorrow's session. 36 to 92. They are very, and what you relate to, you mark, you underline, you refer, that would be your journey. And now we are just doing as a reading. And we will hope in our reading, some light, somebody will see our earnestness and somebody will come to show the light on this. Let us just continue. And with all the surprises, like the starting was a surprise, but today was furthermore like how to deal with it. Will come. It will come to us automatically. Since he has only given the text, he will only tell us all the explanations and it will come. Okay. Fair enough.
It's
So,
for information. As Eknathi written commentary on other skanda, so it's only on 11th. As Eknathi written commentary on other
no,
Bhagawat
only
skandhas.
11th. He got Adesh of that because he took some crux because that was some favorite and highest knowledge Uddhav Gita has been said.
Right.
That's what has attracted. So he's focusing on that. That highest knowledge is coming in the 11th skanda.
Okay. Thanks, Sushil. Thank you.
So his Bhagavad is only this, which we understand as 11th skanda. See, when we see the Bhagavad Mahapuran, the initial, what is Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, then how the Srishti Utpatti, what has happened, how much Ila Varsha, this Varsha, that Varsha. There is so much of the creation that is being described and all. Here you will not get. Here the first verses are only highest Vedanta and he bulldozed us out with like this. So 11th skanda is like that. It is loaded. And we will come to know. So I know we will come to know what it is, how it is. Some way it will happen and some light. So we should just hold on to it at the moment since we have commenced the journey. There would be some intention of Lord that he wants to show us and that would get revealed. Oh, that's my conviction. So we all should think also in that. That would get revealed to us. Let's read it. Okay, so shall we end today's session? So to our closing prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम् श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। Hari Om everyone. See you all tomorrow for
Hari Om.
another
Thank
Sunam.
you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari
Thank
Om.
you. Thank
Very
you.
much.
Hari Om.